Hey everyone, I'm Ron Bonk back here for another Penis Hammer podcast. I am the Hammer, and with me today is my pubes.
No, I'm the Hammer.
The pubes of Penis Hammer.
This is Jonathan Straiton, the one and only Hammer.
You're only a hammer if it's a penis-shaped hammer. Anyways, that joke's probably getting old. We were just chatting a little bit before we started this and figured we'd switch over. I was talking about pre-production on this this wraparound short segment I'm doing for the Empire State of Dead feature, which was a contest for the viewers that don't know that we did with Scaricon this year, where we had people from the area, from New York State, actually I should say all of New York State, could submit shorts, zombie-themed shorts, supposed to be set at the beginning of like a zombie apocalypse, follow the Romero rules of zombies. They could submit to compete for some cash prizes, potential development deal, and their short would make it on a feature. So we have 7 finalists. I'm shooting the wraparound, and I'm also shooting like the finale of it, which is kind of like my own short contribution. So been working on that, trying to get it going. I was mentioning to Jonathan that there's one location I think would work just about for like 75% of the locations I need that I'm trying to lock down. I'm waiting to hear from the guy. The guy who owns it's in Canada, but the location is actually in Liverpool. This is cool old candle factory I remember going to as a kid. I'd like to get in there at least and take another look at it and see how it looks. But also tonight I was just starting to tell you that I bought at a garage sale like this giant bin and bag full of like army fatigues, camouflage type stuff, and I bought it with the intention of using it for the zombie short because I knew it was going to have a military theme to it. So, and I was actually going through it tonight, and I found I have pretty much clothes from medium to large to extra large in pants, shirts, and jackets. I'm a little more limited on the large and the extra large, but we could rotate them around. For instance, like I don't know what you're in now. Are you an XL or an L?
I don't know. Probably. I'm wearing a large now t-shirt, so I don't know, probably large. Depending if the wind is blowing, it'd be an X.
It is
XL.
army sizes, not like Walmart sizes, or like a large is like a double XL. No, but you might have to like if you think you're an XL, you might have to like slim down a little bit for the production. But I was thinking
I can do that.
There's like one scene where your character is like talking to this like Colonel dude, and if I cast the dude I'm thinking of, he's a bit larger. He's probably a good XL. So like in a case like that, I might have you just like in the t-shirt and he's actually wearing the jacket you normally wear. Like we might have to like rotate clothes so I don't have to buy anymore just to make it all work. And I even put a comment in the script where one of the characters complains about the outfit, saying he's not even sure if they're the right era, and basically sets up that you guys ran into like an army, Navy store and grabbed these fatigues, because you were off duty when things went down. And your character has a great comeback to that, a great wisecrack to that. But anyways, going through that, so I was pretty excited to see that I had all that. Plus, it has like little like attachment bags and stuff like that. I think mainly there's a couple cantina bags. There's like a knife or a gun holster, a couple other ones, so we could suit you guys up, hopefully make it look pretty good and authentic. That's going to be probably the toughest part, I think, is the outfits. I actually found the M16s online. They look really good. I just have to paint like the tips. Yeah. And the ones I think I'm looking at actually have the cartridges come out.
Oh, okay.
But I need to add something where you guys have handguns too, because it doesn't make any sense that you go into this battle and and you're basically relying on your M16s as I wrote it, and then I'm like, they would probably have handguns too, so I might have to kind of like rewrite that a little bit. I'm just waiting for the locations before I finalize the script, so to speak. So
well, I still have those handguns from I think she kills.
I got some handguns too. I think you had the ones that you liked the best. I forget what it was, but it was the black gun. You had the blue one like it. What was that model? Do you remember?
It was I can't remember. It was some type of Glock. I had a Beretta, and then I can't remember what the other one was.
Yeah, I think my best guns I think are like Magnums or something like that. Yeah. And they wouldn't look like real authentic for I think Army soldiers. So I'd probably have you bring your guns again. On that note, it's funny when I'm watching the final scene and she kills and she's holding the gun. I could see the blue on the gun in so many shots now.
Yeah.
Like, as you're watching more and more, and I'm like, I'm not going in digitally fixing all those shots. I'm just gonna have to like slide by. But we were throwing that gun like all over the place. It was hard to keep it like the stunt one, the plastic one that you could throw. It was hard to keep it from chipping, in the production. So
yeah, and that was like a training gun. They, I guess
I've seen those for sale.
Yeah,
online,
yeah, like the police academy and stuff. The guys training, they carry those around with them and stuff. So yeah, they even
have the training cartridges too.
Yeah.
Like that plastic ones, because I want to buy a few extra, because you guys are basically like kind of flipping them off to each other, because one guy is running low and stuff like that. I'll have to look and see though, because we might be able to double the ones that actually come out of them for that too, and save a few bucks. Because location's going to cost me more than I planned, I'm sure, because I wrote more zombies into it than I planned. The special effects is going to be more expensive, so I don't want the expenses on this thing to get out of control. But
yeah,
we'll see. But anyway, so yeah, I'm still working on that. I'm actually making a full copy of She Kills tonight to send over to Emmett. It's like 99.99999% like picture locked and audio locked. I got Jenny coming over Thursday. She's the only one I got to do any redubs with, and it's just like some screaming and some crying stuff I got to do with her.
Yeah.
So I asked Emmett if he wanted the movie to start working on the music, so he wasn't waiting until like the last second. And I thought he'd say no, but he was like, yeah, sure, send it over. Because the couple effect shot, like, there's like 4 effect shots that could change the length of the movie, but it's literally just like a second or two.
Yeah.
I got 3 of them kind of like black spots where they're supposed to be, but the 4th one I don't have put in there yet. So, but some of those other ones I was like really looking at, they might be a little long, so it might not even really change the length. But I wanted him to be able to start working on the music, and then once I have Jenny's screams and crying laid in, then I can send him the full audio, and he can start cleaning the audio and stuff. So it's getting there. I'm hoping for a late November, because basically getting December, you'll be looking at like a major snowstorm up here and wouldn't be able to show it. But I'm hoping for late November to premiere it. So we'll see.
Cool.
Did you do anything on NOS? I'm guessing not, since I saw your equipment still in the chair behind you earlier.
Oh, I haven't. No, I haven't done any new reshoots, but I pretty much finished all the digital effects for scene 44 and 45 that I'll probably try and render and send to you tonight to check out. So, but yeah, no, it's coming along. So
cool.
But yeah, but what I was gonna say is I saw a really cool movie called The Signal with Lawrence Fishburne is in it. Mm-hmm. It was kind of, I don't know when it came out. It came out this year, but it was really, really good. I was kind of blown away by it. It was low budget, by Hollywood standards, like $4 million to make it. But it was really good. It reminded me a little bit of District 9, which is one of my favorite movies of the past, few years.
Yeah, it's like in my top 10. I love District 9.
Yeah, so the cinematography was awesome. The acting was great. And it didn't do a lot of heavy lifting for the audience. A lot of it was left up to the audience to kind of figure out. So I definitely recommend that. And also, we had talked in the past about Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise, directed by Doug Liman, which I thought was phenomenal. And I bought it. And
I liked it a lot.
I was watching the extras and the behind the scenes. It was really cool. But I realized they were like right into production, and they didn't even have a finished script yet. They hadn't even finished the third act of the script.
It seems to happen a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Hollywood productions. I'm always amazed. Yeah,
it was so cool. I was kind of surprised on how much they were just kind of coming up with right then and there on the set. So, but yeah, it was pretty cool. Definitely we're checking out that movie, and the behind the scenes are definitely worth checking out. It has a 45-minute featurette behind the scenes and everything, so it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, I've been missing some of the extra stuff because I've been either renting the movies or watching them on like YouTube and stuff like that, and watching like Father's Day, watching the extras on that I thought were pretty interesting. and partly I won't get into, partly for what they didn't show. And what else did I watch recently? I was telling you the extras are really cool for. Shoot, I don't remember, but yeah, sometimes I miss out on that stuff. Oh, I was even watching like old movies like The Thing. I rewatched again recently, the John Carpenter one, and the extras on that are great. And it's awesome to hear commentary from a big director. I feel like a lot of the big directors sometimes won't do the commentary, at least the ones I want to hear. You know, it was him and Kurt Russell talking about it. It was real informative. They had tons of extras on the DVD that I have. I'd had it for years and had never opened it because I'd seen the movie so many times. But the extras in that were great. But as far as new movies, I don't know if I've watched anything new this week. I was going to go see Tusk with my girlfriend, but she arrived late on Thursday. She had a parent-teacher conference that she didn't realize until the last second. Her ex had the notes, but I hadn't told her. And so we're going to try to see that Thursday, so I could probably talk about that next week.
Cool.
And I rewatched Godzilla for the third time, but I like the movie a lot. So
yeah.
And I watched, what else did I watch? I told you I watched The Horde on Netflix, which I thought was a pretty decent flick. It's not necessarily like brings anything new to the zombie genre, but I was kind of interested just because I'm shooting a zombie short, and it had a lot of the movies I look at that I'm interested in watching on Netflix will have like 1 or 2 star ratings, and this one had like a 3.5 or 4, or maybe high as 4.5. I don't remember. I don't think it was that high, but so I was like, this must be pretty good, and it was a decent flick, a bit different in terms of the characters and maybe the locations, but still. Flawed in some ways in terms of being maybe predictable and, like I said, not really offering anything new. And you could tell it was trying really hard, I think, to be funny, to have the characters be bigger than they really did come off. But still not a bad flick. I would recommend it. It's a good Was
it a French film?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was a good movie. I thought it was pretty good. That was a cool shot when he was on top of the car, and I think he's surrounded by tons of zombies there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they almost left it open like he could come back for a sequel, too, or something, because they didn't actually show him die. So somehow they'd come up with a way that he survived, because they were obviously trying to make him probably the second most memorable character. I think the old man there, I forget his name. They were really trying to make the most memorable character of the movie, and he's definitely the most colorful character in the movie. So, but I'm trying to think of any other movies I watched this week or something I didn't like. The only other thing I've been watching this week is I watched some episodes of The Wire, which is really good. I actually fell asleep because I was watching when I went to bed and stuff, and it really messed with my dreams. I was dreaming like it was an episode of The Wire, the way my dreams were unfolding. I don't remember now because by the time I wake up in the morning, they just go out of my head. But I remember waking up in the middle of the night and being like, "Damn, I can't watch The Wire this late anymore." That's
funny. I don't have a lot of dreams, but last night I dreamt that Bree actually had cheated on me, and if you know Bree, I mean, she's very loyal. It's one of the things I love about her. But probably the past couple months, maybe I've had 3 dreams about her cheating on me, which is weird. And I think subconsciously I feel guilty because I don't give her a lot of attention because I'm always working on the movies and stuff like that. Or playing Xbox. No.
It's either that or maybe it has something to do with somebody else in your life who you've had a falling out with named Brett Janeski.
No.
Maybe Brett is Bree's dreams and you feel like Brett's betrayed you because we haven't gotten into this on any podcast, but Brett, who's been like our amazing crew guy, on our last couple of productions, you and him had a bit of a falling out one night. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but if you do, you can explain kind of what happened.
Yeah, sure, I'll talk about it. But first, the dream it's funny because I told Bree, I keep messing with her, because I went to go get Brooklyn and I gave her the keys to my car. And I was just like, you cheating whore. I keep messing with her. And she just is like, she's like, John, I would never do that. I know,
she's so serious about it.
I'm like, Bree, I'm just messing with you. Relax. I wake up, I know it's a dream. Bree's had those dreams. She wakes up, she's like mad at me for the whole day. She's packing her bags.
When you'd say that to her, she'd be like, yeah, I'd cheat on you. What do you expect? But she's always like really serious. Like, oh my God, no. I would Never. Like, you can't even joke about it with her.
But I always make the dreams a lot more worse than they are. I tell her, she's like, "What was it about?" I was like, "It was like 10 dudes, and they just were like, you guys were all in a circle, and they were just, they were like spraying shit all over your face. They were doing stuff you won't let me do." And she's like, she's about to, go outside and eat some grass because she's about to throw up. But yeah, Brett. Okay, so yeah, Brett is, he's kind of like our, I mean, you just, he's like I'm trying to think of a nice way to say it, but fuck it, that's the only way I can say it. But yeah, he'd answered a Craigslist for the production of NOS. And I remember showing up on the doorstep. As a matter of fact, I had gotten in touch.
Didn't his mom bring him over?
Yeah, his mom brought him over. I had gotten in touch with a bunch of I have some film professors, and they had told a bunch of their students and interns about the production, and they all called and were very interested, and none of them followed through with it. And then
yeah, I've had that happen a lot.
Yeah, so I was like really surprised. And then Brett, he answered this ad on Craigslist. That was my last thing I tried was Craigslist, and he said he was interested and all that. Sounded fine on the phone. And then I remember I showed up on the doorstep. And I remember seeing him. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Was he in an accident on his way over here?" And his mom literally was backing out of the driveway. She's like, "Bye later, Brett." I was like, "Hold on. What is he? Do I know what? What do I do with this kid? Can he not eat chicken after midnight or what?" And but anyway, it turns out he was amazing. He was the best crew member I've ever had, and
yeah, he was great.
He was just great, such a hard worker, never ever complained. We made fun of him so much. I caught him picking his nose on set, and I pointed it out in front of like 30 people, and he was mortified.
I always thought he wasn't really picking his nose. You just said that.
Yeah, I think his finger was close to his nose or his nostril, and so
that was funny because you like stopped everyone like Brett, and you're like, wait, you like gathered everyone out. Come here, everyone. Brett was picking his nose, and it was so embarrassing. It was like day 3 on set.
And then everyone, and even to this day, calls him Booger because of that. So, but yes, we have a million stories. So anyway, fast forward.
I will say Brett, is amazing on crew. Real quick, because I remember, I know it was like 5th or 6th day on set there, and woke up after shooting all night. It was just a wreck. I was having a lot of neck issues at that point too, so I wasn't sleeping well. Waking up with like these major headaches and stuff. And I called Brett up and I was like, "Hey, can you start running the wires and cords and stuff like that?" And he's like, "I already did it all." I look out the window. He had run them all around the parking lot, and he kind of like rough guessed where I needed them, without really knowing. But it was like the first time I think I had a crew guy who ever had just done it, without me asking. Like he picked up on what needed to be done and what I was asking him every day, and he did it. So. Yeah, he was great with that stuff for sure. Yeah,
so, and I always said if I had something, come up, where I could hire him, to do something full time, and I would, and something came up and I did, and he really worked up, the ranks, and what he did, and he's already been promoted twice, so really good work ethic. But anyway. So he's helped me with a lot of things, and I've always, taken care of him, paid him, helped me move and stuff like that. And earlier in the summer, I took a week off, and I had a couple days I was going to do some reshoots, and I asked him to come up well in advance. Asked him a couple I think 2 months actually in advance, and he's like, "Yeah, no problem." I said, "Come up early, and we'll shoot." So he's like, "All right." So 11 o'clock, he doesn't show up, so I'm like, "Hey, where are you?" He's like, "Oh, hey, I'm getting ready to leave." I was like, "Okay." So I call him like 2 hours later. He's not here, and he doesn't answer, and I'm texting him, and it's starting to get later. It's almost like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and he's like, "Hey, sorry, me and Jess fell asleep." That's his girlfriend. And I was like, okay. He's like, we're getting ready to leave now. And then I'm thinking, I was like, you know, I could have already had a lot shot right now. He's really wasted my day. Bree's going to be home with Brooklyn. I want to spend time with them. I want him to get there and I'll be shooting, you know, yada, yada. So I tried to call him and text him, don't worry about coming. Let's just reschedule. Meanwhile, I'm pretty pissed because every time I try and reach out to him, he's like, he's not picking up the phone. So, you know, then finally he calls me like an hour and a half later. He's like, oh, hey, I'm 20 minutes away. I was like, Brett, what the fuck, dude? I said, you haven't been answering my calls. It's almost 5 o'clock, man. My wife's going to be home and I want to spend some time with them. We've just wasted the day, you know, and I'm pretty busy, you know, and I know he's busy. So I don't like to, you know, waste my time. And so basically, and he was, you know, he was just, you know, give me an excuse. I was tired. He was just being a wise ass. So I was like, he's like, I'm already up here. And I was like, well, forget it. Turn around. And then I just hung up the phone up on him. And that was the last we talked. So
yeah, if people remember in our first episode, I'm not sure how much it shows now that I've cut it, but we were like looking at our phone, or I was looking at my phone. I think you were looking at your phone for the time and stuff, and I was looking at my phone a couple times. The reason I was doing that, we were trying to get him on the phone for that first episode because I was gonna try to, you know, mend, you know, the bridges with you guys and get things back in order because I love having Brett on set and I think it's great and stuff.
Yeah.
But I will say this much is, you know, I've worked with you long enough that I know, and Brett should. He's worked with you long enough that you're very particular about the stuff you shoot and you take it very serious. So for him to be like really late and stuff like that, he would have to understand that would really bother you. I mean, you're you know, you've done a bunch of reshoots on your movie because you didn't like how stuff came out. You've been willing to drag out the production for a long time to get it the way you want, to get all the shots that you want without cutting any of them. So I mean, I don't know Brett's side, obviously, but I know you well enough that, you know, I know that I'm sure you're giving an accurate portrayal of whatever, you know, what went down. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't called you just to say, hey, I'm sorry, dude. I know how important this movie is to you. This is like your baby. I know you're using money that your dad left to you, you know, after he passed away and stuff. So, you know, there's extra, this movie is probably truest to your heart of anything that you've made, even going back to Big Fish and Middlesex. You know, he could call you back, say that stuff, apologize. I know you'd forgive him like instantly, and it'd be over. So I'm kind of surprised you haven't heard from him because, you know, as much as you and I have teased Brett on set and stuff like that, the fact is you've done a lot for him, giving him like, you know, you got him his job, that he's gotten promoted several times. So he's got a solid job. He was having a tough time, remember, paying his bills out of college. Remember, he was working like Walmart and stuff like that. So kind of surprised, but I'm hoping maybe I can bring Brett back into the fold.
Yeah, I mean, I love Brett.
For the zombie short here. So.
I mean, I love Brett. He's a hard worker and stuff, and I don't think...
You should apologize to him, I think.
Yeah. I don't think he, you know, he meant anything, you know...
I don't think he did either, which kind of makes me surprised that he hasn't called you. We've had theories about this that we won't get into because it's kind of like, you know, his life I don't want to touch on. But I think, you know, just to kind of touch on one of our theories is I think it's actually been easier for him that he doesn't have any distractions from other things going on in his life. So for now, he's probably okay with not being friends with you and not talking to you. Yeah. And then eventually, when he's ready to be on set again or other things change in his life, you'll probably hear from him, so we'll see.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes, you know, because I made fun of him so much, I mean, I don't know why he was even friends with me sometimes. But I always make fun of him.
Brett was always a great sport about it, though. I'll say that much. Like no one else.
Yeah. Because he just, you know, despite us making fun of him and saying crude things, he find the humor and he would laugh. He like, that's about me, but it's funny, you know. So that made him a good sport. But geez, he knew us making fun of him was out of love. It wasn't like we were making fun of him, you know. Because as much as I say would tease Brett, I would also say a lot of, you know, give Brett a lot of compliments, probably as much as I would tease him, stuff like that, and I'd always be willing to help him out with his stuff, like his own scripts and stuff like that. So,
you know, and I'm always game, as you know, for like rips back, and he would try, but he, you know, to rip back, I would be game for it and stuff like that. So it wasn't like it was a one-way street, except in terms of quality. I mean, mine were great, his were like, you know, but I mean, Brett was, you know, he's a good sport about it, and I think Brett's just tied up with a lot of stuff in his personal life, because I haven't even heard from him, even when I wished him like a happy birthday and stuff. So.
Yeah.
But like I said, as once I get the zombie thing locked down, I'll see if I can undo the damage you've done for a number one crew guy.
Anyone who knows him, he just is so easy to make fun of too, and especially sometimes because he's kind of got one of those awkward trying to fit in moments. I remember one night we were talking about I think just girls or dating girls or something, and he was going down the long list of women he dated and they were so obviously made up. He'd be like, yeah, we'd be like, yeah, okay, Brett, what's her name?
Oh yeah, all his names are made up.
He's like, her name's Betty Greengrass. He just look over at the grass.
One of the names was like that dumb. Remember, it was something like, you know, Jenny Summertime.
Yeah. Jenny Stars in the Sky hotel sign.
We busted him on that one time. Remember, he was like, he had to take off vacation and he was going to miss some of the NOS shoot, and you're giving him a hard time. You're like, skip your vacation. He's like, no, it's with my family. And then he was saying like that girl was going along with him, who like was like the love of his life, and he thought one day he was gonna marry and stuff like that. He was gonna hook up, and then he got home. You know, he got back to NOS shoot after the vacation with his family. We're like, hey, Brett. We're like, hey, how did things go with the girl? And he's like, oh no, she's nothing to me. Yeah. We're like, Brett, I thought she was like love of your life. No, never said that. We like completely bust him, because for like days that's what he was selling to you as to why he had to miss the shoe. She must have like got totally rejected on that vacation, and he changed his story. Changed his story faster than Kirk LaSalle changes his story.
Yeah, I remember when Kirk, was it Kirk? We asked Kirk, everyone was upstairs. We had a caterer come out one night for dinner to make the dinner, made this great big feast. Oh, yeah. It was so good. And we had Kirk we said, hey, go bring this to the
effects guy.
Yeah, one of the the effects guy, who was a douchebag. But anyway, you know, he was a diva. He complained he wanted to eat first and all that shit. So we say, here, Kirk.
He had to be brought his food.
Yeah, he wanted his food brought to him. So he had a little trailer. He's like, bring my food to me. So we told Kirk, hey, give this, you know, to so and so. And then, so we're coming downstairs, and then we saw Brett coming up, because he was like, I think he was setting up or something, and he had a plate, you know, and he had and he had food all over his face. Yeah, and we were like, we didn't see you upstairs. Where'd you get the food? And he was like, oh, Kirk gave it to me. He was like, Kirk gave it to you.
Well, it wasn't even that. I think he walked up. He's like, oh my God, guys, thank you so much for the food. He was like, he was so happy we had sent food for him on set. We're like, who gave you that food? You know, Kirk did. We're like, no, that was supposed to be for the effects guy. And then Kirk was like, no, you never told me. That was like me, you, and Bree, who I think Bree made up the play. We're all like, yes, Kirk. We said, bring it to the effects guy. And you gave it to Brett. That's and Brett was just like so flattered. We kind of ruined it for him. I wish we had realized it. But, oh, yeah, sure, Brett, that was for you. But he was just so happy. I thought you were going to tell the Kirk story about his gangs. That was great. I used to run with a gang. He told you, me, your buddy Gene, and stuff like that. And then we asked him about it on the NOS set, and it turned out he was like 8 years old and hung out with his friends. He was calling a gang, but he made it seem like he was like a teenager in a badass gang. And he completely tried to retell that story, but we're like, we got people all over the place here who are saying you were in like a badass gang, like the Warriors, you know, or something. You know?
Oh, Kirk.
We're running short on time, but I mean, I know this is probably like our 8th episode if we put them. I think 7th video, but 8th potential audio, and but tomorrow night we're debuting the first episode finally. I wanted to be kind of ahead of schedule so I could have time to let them sort of catch up, and I might eventually like double them up or something, with the plan of we shoot these pretty much on a Tuesday night, then I'd cut them on a Wednesday and maybe debut them on a Wednesday. But I'm still a ways off from that. So even though this is, like I said, our 7th or 8th episode, we're debuting the first episode tomorrow. I was pretty excited how it came out. I was like real excited to send it to you because I was like, man, they came out better than I thought. And hopefully I can continue to find content to add into the video and stuff like that. So I'm a little nervous but excited about it. Just a touch nervous, just because it's me on screen, and I'm sure you feel the same way. I don't usually like to appear on screen, but I've had to get used to it with this. And I know I talk real fast and tend not to finish words that I'm saying. They tend to like trail off a lot, I've noticed, because I speak so fast I don't form the words fully and stuff. So I'm hoping that we don't get like a bad reaction to it and people find it interesting. How are you feeling about that premiere tomorrow night?
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling nervous too. I think for the first time, this is something we're putting out that we enjoyed, because we always talked about doing this. We enjoyed, talking and rehashing.
I know the
old
Penis
stories.
Hammer show has been an idea out there for a while.
Yeah, so
we were going to do the writing blog for a while, and
yeah, we talked about doing that. So I think because I enjoy it so much, just telling stories, talking about film-related stuff or stuff that maybe necessarily isn't, stuff that's relatable content is funny. I'm hoping people like it because I like doing it more so than, like with our films that we put them out, and I'm crossing my fingers the audience will get it and like it. This is a little different where it's like, you know what, I like doing this, so I just, I hope everyone else likes it too.
I know you're very inspired by the, the Kevin Smith podcast that you listen to there, and of course you're handling like the audio end of things for doing the show with the audio only broadcast and stuff like that. But I was thinking about, I was like, I don't know if anyone else, I'm sure there is, but I haven't really looked into podcasts myself. I don't know if anyone else doing one that really kind of talks about what it's like to be in sort of the underground trenches of filmmaking and distribution. And we've mainly been talking about production stuff, but, but I mean, we have touched a little bit on the distribution. So I would hope that people watching the show, and there's a lot of people who, I mean, hundreds of, maybe thousands, I'm sure in the thousands, but maybe even more, who work on the underground level, who might find this stuff entertaining and informative and interesting, and hoping for that. And I'm thinking maybe we're filling a void that's out there, maybe not. Maybe there's a billion of these out there that I'm not aware of. But like I said, outside of Kevin Smith's, and he's like at a whole nother level, I can't think of one that talks on the level in the trenches like we are. So
yeah, and half the time he doesn't necessarily talk about film, but he'll sometimes come back to it. He'll just talk about random stuff. But and it's just it's good to talk and just we like being creative, so just telling our stories and talking about
tonight was definitely to me like a as I was sitting here listening to you and tell my own stories, it reminded me, this was definitely like our phone calls.
Yeah.
Where we'll sit there and talk about updates on each other's productions, and then we'll recap some old funny stories of being on set. And that was what, we'd sit there and talk, and you'd always say, like, we should record these. It'd be funny, and people might enjoy them. So, and I always have my doubts, but maybe at this point they are enjoying them, so we'll see. So, anything else you wanted to cover before we wrap this up? It looks like we're getting around 35, but I know I can run these longer.
I got the iPhone 6 is awesome if anyone's thinking about getting it. It doesn't have that bending problem the Plus does, because everyone I've told I got a 6, like, oh, is yours bent yet? I was like, no, that's actually the Plus. Bends,
if they have cases for the 6 Plus, would that stop the bending? I can't imagine putting the 6 Plus in my pocket. The thing is huge.
I know. I mean, this is pretty big, and I got the case when I got the phone, but it came in the mail like 2 days late, so I didn't even activate the phone till I got the case. But I mean, it's sweet. It takes awesome pictures. It's super quick. The screen's nice and big, which I like because I watch movies and stuff on it. And
yeah, my 4S is too small for sure. And I just hate the phone now. It just dies all the time.
Oh, and it's got iMovie on it, so I can edit movies and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so.
I saw there was like apps for like Avid and stuff like that, but you know, I don't tend to shoot on my phone, so I haven't really used or tried to use any of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it'd just be fun to do like some funny little stuff around the house or something with it. So
I might use it for slow-mo, like as a secondary camera, like if we're doing something I think I'm going to slow-mo later. Yeah, I've seen the slow-mo on my girlfriend's phone, and it looks great. It does an awesome job with slow-mo, and you know, and she has the 5S, so I'm assuming the 6 is even better. So, you know, when we're shooting a scene, we've got the camera set up. We could set up the iPhone 6. Hopefully I'll have one by then, as a backup but shoot it in the slow-mo and use that slow-mo if the quality holds up good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sweet.
But you said it's full HD, so it should.
Yeah, it's full HD, and it just takes great pictures. I mean, they're going to stop making the little still cameras. I mean, because the cameras in the phones are so good now.
Yeah.
The video doesn't have, you know, hardly as much noise as my standalone HD camcorder I have. So, yeah, I mean, I love it. It's awesome.
Cool. Well, I'm waiting to see when I'm up for renewal to snag one so I can get rid of this 4S, which was great until the operating system updates. But
yeah.
But anyways, trying to think anything else going on quick. I heard from the lab on the Day of the Reaper transfer. We're getting that transferred. It's Tim Ritter's flick. It was his first flick shot on Super 8. We're getting that transferred to HD. They're putting on a hard drive for me. The guy called me with all the specs. To go over all the specs and stuff. So I think it was shot probably 18 frames per second since it was Super 8, but he's gonna capture it 24 because he said that's best for Blu-ray. But I'll have to convert it to 30 for DVD. He was saying, but he's using some AVI to capture it that he says is actually better than the Apple ProRes 422, which is usually what like my VOD guys request.
Yeah.
So he's gonna send me the info. I'll send you the plug-in, and maybe by the time I get this up, I can provide the link on the video here for that. But I was kind of interested to check that out. I guess it's just the picture quality of it for 2K HD picture quality is like beautiful. That's what I'm hoping for because I'm gonna have to do. He's gonna do a little color correction for me on it.
Yeah.
But not a ton because it gets too expensive. But I'm going to be doing some more color correction and maybe a little bit of grading on it. But I don't want it to become a super long project for me. So, but I'm real excited about that. We're getting that in. He mentioned that some of the splices were done like with regular tape, not on a splice machine and stuff. He's hoping it's going to all hold together and stuff. But I'm thinking if it doesn't, if he has some cool splices, I could actually use them like, in She Kills and stuff like that as cool. Like, overlays and stuff. So, but yeah, I'm interested to get that in, get that all cleaned up and mastered and put that on Blu-ray for the first time. Tim's best known for like Truth or Dare and Killing Spree, but he does have his fans that really like Day of the Reaper, and they've never gotten a transfer like this. So excited about that. Be venturing into Blu-ray for the first time, doing some limited edition, direct from the company instead of going through the distributors. It'll be direct from me to retail only, and 100 unit limits. So we're going to try that on Day of the Reaper and see how it goes, and then maybe try some new titles. So
sweet.
But anyways, we're getting up into 38 minutes, it looks like here. So I guess we better wrap it up. I'm Ron Bonk.
And I'm Jonathan Straiton.
Thanks for joining us.
Peace.
If you enjoyed this show, please leave us a like below. Your likes are deeply appreciated. Also, check out the audio-only version of this show and bonus podcasts at www.talesfromtheset.com. Also, don't forget to follow the Sub Rosa Network here on YouTube and at www.facebook.com/SubRosaNetwork. Peace out.